Hello everyone, my name is Akshay and welcome to the highly requested free hit team that I'm going to be playing for blank game week 32. So since Monday when I uploaded the highest predicted points free hit team from Fantasy Football Hub, I've been getting so many messages for me to upload my own free hit team, and I said I did promise you guys I'll upload it on Wednesday, so here it is. Let's get right into it because there are quite a lot of changes from the highest predicted points team that I did upload on Monday. Just before we get started, if you do enjoy this video, please do leave it a like. If we could hit 50 likes on this video, that would be amazing. And also subscribe to the channel, I will really appreciate it. But other than that, let's get right into it. So in goal and defence, I have Johnston, Trippier, Alexander-Arnold and Gehi. I'll talk a little bit more about the Palace boys in just a second, but we'll start with Trippier. Of course, Newcastle are playing Tottenham at home and Spurs have only won 2 out of their last 5 games. And 4 out of the 5 teams that they've played in those games have been teams that are either 15th or below. So they haven't been playing strong teams and they're not doing very well against the weaker teams. Of course, we all know St James's Park is a fortress and Newcastle are probably going to be looking for a massive bounce back after the 3-0 battering that they took on Aston Villa, because that has not happened regularly at all for them this season. They're not used to it, and at St James's Park the crowd are going to be absolutely behind them, so I feel like it's going to be a very difficult game for Tottenham. And then moving on to Trent, of course he's pretty much going to be in everybody's team. Liverpool do play Nottingham Forest at home as well, and they've been picking up momentum quite a lot recently. They've actually been playing really well. So against Arsenal they did play really well, and then they battered Leeds, absolutely demolished them 6-1, and they played really well in that game as well. And Trent is now starting to play in an inverted fullback position, so it's kind of like inverted fullback / CDM, and you may think that's a disadvantage because he's not getting down the flanks as much as he normally does and stuff like that, but he's got 3 assists in his last 2 games now playing that role, so it looks like it's actually working out for him and also helping the Liverpool team in general. But yeah, now moving on to why I picked Johnston and Gehi in the defence. Palace have been a completely different side under Roy Hodgson. In their last 3 games, they are ranked 2nd best in the league for the least amount of big chances conceded, and also 2nd best for goals conceded, only conceding 2 goals in their last 3 games since Roy Hodgson took over. So they're not only free scoring up front, they're also defending really well as well. On the other hand, they do play Everton at home, and Everton are ranked 2nd worst for their expected goals conceded in their last 3 games. So I feel like with the form Palace are on and how well they are defending, it would be a safe pick to go with their defenders this week. However, I really do want Alex Moreno in the lineup, so I'm kind of going back and forth whether to either play Gehi or take out Trippier and replace him with Alex Moreno. He is on my bench, but as it is for me, the starting 11 that you're going to see on the screen is probably the most likely final pick that I'm going to go with. But make sure you follow me on Twitter, because if I do make any changes, you guys will always hear about them right before the deadline happens. Now moving on to the midfield, we have Eze, Saka, Martinelli and Salah. Similar to what I talked about with the Palace boys for defence, Palace are also doing really well and pretty much free scoring at the moment in attack under Roy Hodgson. And Eze has scored the 3rd highest amount of points out of any midfielder in his last 3 games with 28 points, which is averaging about 9.3 points per game. And just like what I said about Alex Moreno, I really do want Jacob Ramsey in the team as well, as I've actually been watching Villa and he has been getting in some really good positions, and Villa are absolutely on fire just like Crystal Palace are at the moment. So it was out of Eze or Ramsey. I'm most likely going to stick with my initial decision and stay with Eze, but like I said, things could change in the last minute, so make sure you follow me on Twitter just in case things do change. So now moving on to Saka and Martinelli. Arsenal have been unfortunately poor in the last 2 games. Great starts, of course, going 2-0 up in both of the last 2 games, and Saka did miss the massive penalty which would have put Arsenal 3-1 up in the last game, so of course he wants to bounce back. They seem fired up, all of the supporters, the players are backing Saka, so we're finally playing at home as well. The last 2 games have been away, and with the home crowd support, it's been amazing at the Emirates this season. I'm a season ticket holder, so I can tell you firsthand it has been amazing, and the crowd really do help the players. So I feel like Arsenal will have a massive bounce back. I'm kind of hoping like a battering score, like Liverpool just battered Leeds. I'm hoping that type of bounce back, but I'm sure Saka and Martinelli are going to be on absolute fire in the Southampton game. So they are extremely strong options this week, and there's some people saying that they're transferring out Saka because of how he's been the last few games. I just feel like that's absolutely crazy. I wouldn't recommend transferring out Saka, especially against bottom of the league Southampton, and same goes for Martinelli. Martinelli has now returned in 8 out of his last 9 games, which is an incredible run. And then, of course, Mo Salah, who's going to be my captain for this week. 4 goals in his last 4 games. So yeah, Salah, the obvious choice for captain this week. If you did want to go a bit differential, you could captain someone like like a Jesus if you have him in your team, Ollie Watkins or somebody else. But I think the expectant ownership for Salah is going to be extremely high this week. So if you don't captain him and he does well, I think it could really, really hurt your rank badly. So that is the safe pick. And then moving on to my attack. So I have Diogo Jota, Jesus and Ollie Watkins up front. So we'll start with Diogo Jota. He is the big differential in my team. I don't think you'll see many people choosing him for their team, but after the Leeds game, he did score 2 goals and got an assist as well. So he might become a little bit more popular as the week goes on. The only worry for Jota is that he probably won't play 90 minutes because he's only played 90 minutes since he's been back. However, it comes to a time of the season, like I've been saying the last few weeks, where you kind of have to take some risks because I'm playing my free hit team and I don't want it to be completely template. Otherwise, I'm hardly going to gain any rank. It's just going to equal itself out, if that makes sense. So I do want to take some risks. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But I'll rather take a risk and me have the potential to gain some big ranks rather than me just make a complete template team and me hardly move rank, because it's kind of pointless doing that. So yeah, I'm fully back in Jota for this week. And then Jesus, of course, he's been brilliant since he's been back in the Arsenal side, scored 4 goals in his last 3 games. He's actually a massive vital part to Arsenal's attack. Like I said with Saka and Martinelli, Arsenal are playing at home and it is completely different when Arsenal play at home. And I really do think there's going to be a massive, massive bounce back after the last 2 results. And then finally, Ollie Watkins. Not much to say about him. The most informed striker in the league at the moment. Had the most points out of any player in the last 5 games. And in his last 3 games, he's gained 40 points, which is just crazy. And then as you can see on the bench, I have Iverson, Alex Moreno, Ramsey and Castagna. This free hit team has left me with 2.3 million in the bank, but overall I'm very happy with the free hit team. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys are playing your free hit and what your teams are looking like, or if you would change anything from my team. I always love to hear your thoughts. And if you have any questions or dilemmas for Game Week 32, make sure you leave a comment as well and I'll reply to all of them. But if you did enjoy this video, please do leave a like. If we could hit 50 likes, like I said, that would be amazing. Also subscribe if you enjoy the video and for weekly FPL videos. But other than that, good luck for Game Week 32 and I'll see you next week for a brand new FPL video.